Hi, everybody. I'm Chantal Hardy, the Event and Volunteer Manager of Bike New York. I'm also a licensed cycling instructor. We've got specialists from NYU Langone here, and we're going to be talking about the ways that you can train to have a great time on your bike while preventing injuries. And so I wanted to welcome Dr. Dennis Cardone and Bethany Ridenhour. How does somebody prepare themselves mentally for a ride? Whether it's a short ride, a day-long ride, or a multi-day ride?
I think, it's such a great question. And, part of it is very individual, right? I mean, different people need different motivating factors. So general things that we talk about with patients, number one is goal setting. I think that's important. And maybe before doing a ride, set some goals, because it makes it easier to reach them if you know what your goals are. And I think you're less likely to fail also by putting your goals on paper. So there could be goals day to day, but there should also be these long-term goals, because there are going to be times during the ride, again, whether it's and potentially every single day, especially if they're doing long rides, there's going to be at some point in the middle of a ride where you just feel like you're grinding it out, and you're starting to ache, you're starting to get uncomfortable, and you're starting to think, oh my goodness, I'm only halfway through the ride. So, here's where those goals are so important, whether it's the health benefit goal or an achievement in terms of mileage or whatever it might be that you're striving for, know these goals, write them down, and it makes it easier to stick to them. I think that's one of the most important things to be done. People keep a diary as well, sometimes about their daily ride. Think about what was right in the ride, what was wrong. Think about what motivates them. And this is where it's very individual for a ride. People get motivated with different things. So these are all important.
You can also set external goals, having perhaps, I know a town is coming up that I really like with the cute little coffee shop. Maybe I'll just push through to there. That tree that the leaves are turning so nice, let me pedal to that tree. Or even that's what social media is for, and being able to post a lot of your rides. You can get that external motivation from friends, from other people that happen to challenge you out in the universe. You can get different motivation that way and make it a little competitive.
I like to think about dinner. I set my sight. You know what? I can't wait till I reach the end of this ride, and I'm going to reward myself with this meal at dinner time. And that's my motivator.
Those were all such great tips. So my favorite tip for folks that are especially pushing their mileage, and one thing I've discovered for myself is I really enjoy doing long one-day rides. I'm not particularly fast, but I just love getting those miles under my belt. So, challenging myself to do a century, which is, 100 miles or more. I really enjoyed that. But I found that, even though physically I was conditioned to be able to handle it, it was really a mental game. And one of the big tricks that I found was to divide that 100 miles up into 5 20-mile bike rides. 20 miles for myself at that point was sort of like no big deal, sort of, not exactly, but you know what I mean. And so I found mentally being able to divide that up in my head, it just felt like, okay, I've done the 20 miles and then reset it. Again, that's something that worked for me. So I think that's great, finding the thing that works for you, setting your goals, writing them down, finding the things that motivate you, whether that's, increasing your mileage or riding every day.
I've had some riders that say what they do is they'll even take something like an athletic tape on their arm and maybe put 4 pieces of tape, and as they're going, they pull it off 25%. Okay, pull off 1 piece. 50%, pull off another piece, and it just, again, a motivator. Anything that could motivate and get you through that ride.
how can Bike New York members and challenge participants get in touch with you at NYU Langone if they need your help?
So we understand that not everyone is the same, especially with athletes. So we want to make sure that we customize a plan for every one of you, especially when you start to either return to the bike or you're getting your miles in. We actually offer concierge service to all Bike New York members. If you visit our website at nyulangone.org/bikeny, someone from our sports health department will be in contact with you to set up a more elaborate evaluation if necessary.